building up scale is the essence of success. Since the domestic growth rate at over 50% is not the issue, there is no constraint on domestic growth, the only way therefore for the Indian hardware industry to grow is through exports. We estimate that hardware exports will grow this year at over 70% and cross about $400 million very shortly. India's well-developed vendor base, because of the strong automotive industry history, has been a great strength. Added to that, the very same talents that drive India's software exports, engineering mind power, are and can be used to leverage engineering and design as a competitive advantage for Indian hardware exports. MAIT, as the industry association, has commissioned a study to look at the strategies for making the Indian hardware industry even more competitive in the export arena. We have instituted awards for the winners in the export arena, and most importantly, launched a quality training and recognition program to improve the quality, especially in the medium and small sectors where assistance is expensive and difficult to get. The other issue I'd like to address today is the long-term direction of the IT industry. India is a late entrant in the IT industry with just over a decade of experience. This delay, rather than being a disadvantage, represents an opportunity to be exploited, as we need not go through the same phases of evolution that countries in US, in North America or Europe have gone through. In tomorrow's world, India can leapfrog over its competing Asian rivals and reach international levels by going to a different phase of computerization rather than follow the same steps. The computer industry is not a simple industry segment like consumer durables. In fact, it draws its existence from the fact that it makes other forms of industry, government, education, or business much more competitive. MAIT's vision is to help India leapfrog this phases of evolution by facilitating a national focused government industry initiative on creating the National Information Infrastructure, or the NII. The NII refers to the combination of computers, telecom networks, software, information content, and of course, the people that make it happen to bring together the whole infrastructure. The NII represents then an infrastructure to enhance the capability, productivity, effectiveness of all key processes in our country, be it in government, education, or industry. To make this possible, there are three important necessary conditions to be fulfilled. Standards need to be created for interoperability, to enable communication between different computers. We need standards for encryption so that business can be conducted on electronic networks. Unlike roads and power, the information infrastructure is simpler and less expensive, and more importantly, less time consuming to create. It can be accomplished by quicker means by using satellite technology and leveraging India's basic strength in human resources to create the content and the programming to make the NII possible. The NII then will provide India with a national competitive advantage, permitting the conduct of government administration, commerce, and education electronically. In a sense, it is an opportunity for India to bypass the traditional pattern of development in the usage of IT and to set the stage for making IT as a tool or a system for national economic development. MAIT's role on behalf of the industry is to foster awareness, creation, and to support the establishment of standards in association with international associations such as IIIC, which has been formed internationally for this purpose, so that the Indian National Information Infrastructure Initiative coincides with the Global Information Infrastructure Initiative internationally. The government, and in creating a competitive new India which can take its place among the leaders in the world market and make companies that are international in the way they are run, the products they deliver, but work with an Indian soul. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister for Commerce, Mr. Chidambaram, Gopal Srinivasan here this morning, and we are particularly happy that we are meeting very right. The 21st century, according to Vikram Dasgupta and his team of enthusiastic people in MAIT who have raised technology. Recently, we have heard.
Told me that this is the biggest exhibition. He paused and said in Asia, bigger than Singapore and Tokyo. And I look forward to the day when this will be the biggest exhibition on IT in the world. Surely gives us confidence that one day this exhibition will be the largest of its kind in the world. I'm grateful to both Mr. Vittal and to Professor Emwa for their presentation. I was particularly struck by the concept of the NII, National Information Infrastructure, which brings together the communications infrastructure with computing, the information and the software, the service provider and the user. If all these 6 elements could be brought together and conceptually seen as one integrated exercise in building a new infrastructure, surely the opportunities for growth will be even greater. Our industry in India, both software and hardware, has seen remarkable growth in the last few years. The strength of this industry, the size of this industry in India today is $2,280 million, a growth of over 54% of the level attained in 1994. All sectors, hardware, software and services, are growing at an extraordinary rate. For example, computer software and services, excluding telecom services, have witnessed a growth rate of over 40% in the last 4 years. Our target for 95-96 is $650 million, and industry is confident that this target will be achieved. As far as hardware is concerned, again the growth rate in 95-96 in the first half is over 74%. It is not only the external sector which is growing, the domestic sector is also growing rapidly. There is therefore reason for the confidence that was visible in Mr. Gopal Srinivasan's opening statement, as well as in Mr. Vittal's exposition, despite some weaknesses pointed out by both the speakers as well as by Professor Imamad.
Analysis of the Indian economy in terms of being an information economy. A grateful thanks to Mr. Mathur, Chairman ITPO, and his team who have tolerated us all these years and have now actually committed that they would continue to tolerate us for some time to come at the same 4 days every year. Hearty thanks to the visitors we have from overseas in information technology. Most of these events that we have a show which we can call the biggest in Asia, and the show that we will dream, or we have a dream now, of making it the
Destinations is the HD Cafe for lunch. Congrats. Hello.
This year's IT Asia.
Well, IT Asia has reached a stage now which, as we have announced today, that this is the largest IT exposition in Asia today. It beats even the recently concluded Comdex in Singapore. So it's a mega show where all components of IT is getting covered.
What is the growth rate of software exports?
Just stop. Are you going to ask export growth? Statistics you don't ask. Just ask about the fair, it will be better.
Okay.
What kind of dimension of the fair you ask, I can respond to that.
All right.
Yeah. See how many companies, what are the people coming, who are participating, this kind of stuff, I think.
Why is information technology becoming more important to India?
See, information technology has always been important to any country. Now with the reduction of duties and the liberalization coming in, large number of multinationals, companies coming into India, with Indian own expertise also being shown, today we have an enmeshment of all these activities taking place together. IT Asia provides a platform for all this to happen. And there are close to 300 companies today participating in IT Asia, 28 foreign companies directly participating in IT Asia. And we expect more than 3 lakh visitors to come in the next 3 days.
What do you expect, where do you think IT Asia is going to reach in the coming future? I mean, where do you expect to see it?
Actually, as the Minister gave us a tremendous scope of encouragement today by announcing that after becoming the largest IT exposition in Asia, we should aim to make this the largest IT exposition in the world. And I think that that very encouragement is very reassuring. We are seeing Indian IT industry change over this last period of years. And in the next few years, you will see IT Asia becoming the major platform for IT revolution in this part of the globe. Thank you very much.
This year's theme for IT Asia is excellence through information technology. So what we are saying is that India is emerging as a major player in the global arena in the information technology area, and excellence will be the driving force. So how excellence through information technology is possible in the Indian scene, as well as how information technology industry can display excellence, and that's what we have on show.
Why is the information technology becoming more important in India?
I think world over, information technology is coming up as the single most important feature for achieving competitiveness. India is becoming a global economy, and I think the question is not why, the question is how now.
What is the growth rate of software exports from India? India being a large exporter of software, could you give me the growth rate
Yes.
compared probably to last year's?
Yeah, this year the growth rate has been in excess of 50%, and we expect this growth to be maintained in the next few years as well.
What do you think is going to be the role of IT Asia in future, or information technology in future? Where do you see it?
Okay, I think at the inaugural function we talked about the national information infrastructure. What we are saying is that information itself is an infrastructural area, very much like transportation is, very much like power, energy, and other areas are. And we believe that information technology will play a very key role in making India a strong global economy. IT Asia will enable the spotlight of the world to focus on India, because IT Asia this year has become the largest event of its kind in Asia. And as you said, we all dedicated ourselves to the commitment that we would like to make it the largest in the world.